Hey YouTube, this is Mike with Mike's Car Hole. This is the video for camping. You see I got some merch. This is Anthony's shirt from Nemesis Group. If you're interested in one of his t-shirts, I'll have his channel's on mine as a favorite on my channel. I'll also leave a link in there for it. Also, I have some of my own merch. If anybody's interested in some, just hit me up. We'll just dive right into this video. It's kind of a long one. I do all the talking over my driving and some of the stuff I'm doing camping. There's also, I do a hack and I show you how to make coffee. So just enjoy the video and I'll see you at the end. Hey YouTube, this is Mike with Mike's Car Hole. The beginning portion of this video, I'm doing a time lapse of my prep work for my camping trip. I'm just washing the truck, getting it clean before we head out. I'm also going to be checking all the fluids and the air pressures in my tires and my trailer. Just making sure everything's good to go before I hit the road for this long trip. And plus the truck looks pretty good once it finally gets clean. This is my 2016 Ram Rebel. There's nothing really special about the truck. It's just got plenty of room for the family and I, and it's got more than enough power and durability to pull my trailer. My trailer is a 20-foot camp trailer from Forest River. It's a 2019. I bought it right at the beginning of the run of it, so it tows pretty good. And the time lapse I was doing was I was trying to do like the last 20-ish miles of each state, so it'll transition to my driving here. So this portion of the drive is in Virginia. When I transfer into North Carolina, I cut it off right before, I believe. But the day I was driving down was Father's Day to Georgia for my son's first birthday. And that was a fun week though for us, because it was my son's first birthday, it was my wife's birthday that week, and it was my first Father's Day. So it was a great trip for us. We drove down to FD Roosevelt State Park in Georgia, and our plan was to, like, we stayed at that park for a full week. But our plan for our son for his first birthday was we were taking him to the Georgia Aquarium, and he really enjoyed the aquarium. I was kind of surprised because I thought he would be more interested in, they have a massive tank down there with whale sharks, and they also have some rays that are like the size of like Volkswagen bugs. I thought he'd really enjoy that, but he was more interested in like lionfish. There was a tank with lionfish he really enjoyed, and my son had a really good time with the penguins, and they loved him too. So it was fun to see. It was well worth this, what ended up being about a 14-hour drive for us. The main reason that the drive took so long was one of the trailer tires blew out on the way down in South Carolina. So there's some shots coming up here in a little bit of the tire blowout. So on the way down, we just lost one tire. On our return trip, we lost two more. So that was a little bit more of an adventure on the way back. But I always try to be prepared. I had most things I needed for when we had the tire blowout. It was a little scary when it happened, just because you can never really prepare for that kind of stuff. But I ended up being in the middle lane when it blew, and it blew on the driver's side. So if you've ever experienced that, it pulls your truck in the opposite direction. And fortunately, when that tire let go, I was right near an exit, so I got off and was able to get the tire changed out in a safe location at a gas station. Overall, though, this trip was great. My dad came down, and the wife and I just had a great week camping. We intend to probably do this most years for our birthdays. It seems to be stuff that we like to do. Coming up in the video, I have a camping hack, so it's not a voiceover time lapse. It's me talking about a camping hack that I have, and also how I make coffee while I'm camping. It's essentially a French press that I have. And there goes my towel. So this is one of my breakfast hacks for camping. One of the things that I hate is making extra dishes. So I found this hack a few years ago. Maybe you guys will enjoy it too. So at breakfast, we call it an omelet, but it's not really an omelet. It's kind of like scrambled eggs, really, with whatever you want in it. So I like 3 eggs in mine. With 3 eggs, mushrooms, some ham cubes, some bacon. Yeah, no, this is the fake bacon. I just don't feel like making actual bacon. And some cheese. Get that all put in this Ziploc bag. Seal it up. And just shake it up good. Shake it up real good. And then I throw it in the water. In just a second, I got a pot going. You just set it in here, boiling water, and then you wait about 20-ish minutes or so, and it'll come out. So I'll cut back to that once it's done. Alright, we'll get back to the eggs. See how they turned out. It's been about 15 or 20-ish minutes or so. Off the stove. What I really like about this though is if you have a bunch of campers that sleep in later, once you heat up the water, it'll stay warm for quite a while, so you don't have to wait on people for breakfast. You know, when they come out, they can just throw their own concoction in their thing, and the water will heat back up to boiling pretty quickly. The other thing you can do too is squish it all up before it goes on the plate, and then if you want to add cheese or anything to it after the fact, I know I added cheese to it on the way in. So, that one's my wife's, I believe. She doesn't do mushrooms, so. And then there's your mess right there. Just throw it away. No more pans to clean up. You know, paper plates or however you want to eat it. You could also eat it right out of the bag if you wanted to, if you didn't want to get plates involved too. This is just one of my hacks that I like. If you have any that you have, please hit me up. I'd like to know some of your hacks. I'm always looking to learn new things. Thank you. So one of the other things I need when I'm camping is coffee. I don't like to have a coffee pot with me when I come out. I have one of these French presses. I believe I bought this one at Bed Bath & Beyond. I've been using it for a few years. Really like it. Just requires these discs. So you just take a couple of discs. I usually do 2. If you do less, then the water goes through too quick. So put 2 discs in there. Screw it on here, set it on top of your coffee cup. Grab your favorite coffee, whatever you choose. This particular one is Death Wish. I do 2 scoops. 2 scoops of coffee. And then just grab your hot water, however you did it. I did mine on I keep a teapot. So I heat it up first thing when I get up. You can do it on the fire in your camper or however you want to heat up your water. You can heat it up in the microwave if you have that. Just pour it in. I fill it up to the top. I like to let it sit for a minute. But also, it comes with one of these like stir sticks, so I like to stir it up a little bit. And give it just a little bit of time. It'll start coming down on its own before I actually start pressing it. You know, I'll usually fill it up just a little bit more after it comes down. A little bit more. That's the press part. It comes with this suction push thing. So you put it in the top, just push it down. You also don't want to go super fast on this either if you actually want coffee. I've been making some pretty light brews lately because I've been kind of rushing. That's it. Full cup of coffee. Camping. So this is us prepping to cook on the campfire. That's my dad's wife Stacy, my dad, my little son. He's right there to learn how to walk, but she's making some asparagus in tin foil. She was shredding up some Parmesan cheese, and I can't remember. I think she used garlic powder. I can't quite remember. It was a different way of cooking it than I've done before. It was really good though. And then the other pan that she just covered up is we're gonna saute some mushrooms and onions. We're gonna cook that on the grill. Everything else was cooked on the fire. We couldn't get two skillets on this particular campfire at the same time, so we couldn't cook all 4 steaks at once. So it was just the two at a time, and then I think they threw some sweet potatoes on there, and then the asparagus is in the back. That's my dog Kitty on the top. She's on a zip line that I set up every time we go out camping. And my son wasn't quite walking yet, but he was all over the site, man. He was just loving life out there camping. We brought that thing for him to hang out in, but he wanted nothing to do with being in there. He just wanted to crawl around and eat sticks and rocks and everything he could find. He just had a great time out there. As you can see, our dog at the top, she's just relaxing. My dad did pretty much most of the cooking and kept the fire going. We're trying to cook on the coal base, so these are the second round of steaks. This is about the time we should have pulled the asparagus off, but we weren't 100% sure, and I had never cooked it like that before, so it's kind of a learning experience. And then there's some garlic bread that they threw on as well. And the whole time this is happening, we're cooking the sauteed mushrooms and onions on the same thing that I made the omelets or the scrambled eggs on, just with the propane. So, but yeah, this was a great park, man. I would definitely go back to this one. It's a little further away to drive than what I normally like, but we were trying to be pretty close to Atlanta, so we were relatively close to Atlanta, so we enjoyed that. There's my son right there. Never really experienced a campfire. He's been on another camping trip too before, like when he was like 2 or 3 months old. We took him out, but that was I don't think we did much campfires during that one. I made a mistake when we were done. We didn't actually take a picture of everything done, but this is just showing you that, like, when we go camping, we do try to cook on the campfire, camp ring as much as possible, and just try to get more of that outdoor experience. It's just something really relaxing about that. And those are done. It was also my first time using cast iron, so my mother-in-law Stacy was the one that taught me how to, like, clean it when you're done. So I just assumed you could wash it with water, and I was wrong. So I'll do some videos in the future about how to care for your cast iron. This is our last night there, so we went through quite a bit of firewood. Like, I wasn't going to take any back with me, so we had a pretty good fire going. It's just very, very relaxing for me. So we stayed up I think I stayed up till like 11, 12 o'clock that night because we were leaving the next morning. So it's always very soothing for me just to hang out by the campfire. And this is us leaving. We're heading out of the park now. It was a very nice park. I'm gonna stop here and throw away the remainder of the trash that we had, and then I had to stop here and empty the tanks out of the trailer, emptying the gray and the black tank. Pretty gross thing to do. If you ever have to do it, or it's your first or second time, I recommend draining the black tank and then following it with the gray tank. Those that know, you know. felt like this angle was a little bit better. I'm not going to play the whole drive back, because the drive back is when we had the most issues with the trailer. So we ended up making it to Atlanta on the way out, and the second trailer tire blew out. So while we were camping, I went out and ran and got a new spare, so we were okay. So that tire blew out right in the heart of Atlanta. So fortunately, when that one went out, I was also able to pull over off of an exit and change it in a safe location. And then after the second one had blown, I was on the phone, but this was a Sunday in Atlanta when that one went, and anybody that's from the South will know that most things are closed on Sunday, so I couldn't get another spare tire at all. So we were trying, couldn't do it, and then so once I had put the other tire on, it was just two on the ground, and I don't have a tandem trailer, it's just a single axle. So the video cut out. I was talking about when I was driving down in Atlanta, the tire blew out. I was able to fix it. I was safe, and we made it another 100 or so, maybe 200 miles up the road, and I lost another tire, and the trailer had to be left on the side of the road, and we had to stay down in South Carolina for the night, and I spent the entire next day tracking down 2 tires, and every time that the tires went out, I lost the rim too, so I had to ping pong shops to get a good rim and tire. One shop had a tire, they had 2 tires and a rim, and then I had to go somewhere else to get another rim. So it ended up being a big ordeal. It took me 2.5 days to get home. Overall, everybody was safe, so that's the important thing, but just learned some stuff about my trailer, that they had underrated tires on my trailer. We'll more than likely have another video about that down the road. But thanks for watching my video. Don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe. And if you have any good camping hacks or just outdoors hacks, I'd love to hear what you have. Thank you for your time, and I'll catch you in the next one.